Hello, hello. Here we are. Ooh.
Hello.
All right, well, off to a rapid start. So yeah, this is a pretty interesting bracket, despite it being a good bit smaller than we're used to, and not seeing a lot of players like Eric, Updog, maybe a lot of the regular, old head for two players.
And I believe this is the smallest weekly we've had this semester, I believe.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, people might just kind of be like smashed out after Hammer Down. Plus, I will say professors at the school have a very liberal understanding of what break means. Because last I checked, I wasn't supposed to be spending most of my break doing homework, but by their assignment schedule, most of my professors thought that was supposed to be the case.
Yeah, I'm sorry I learned this very quickly.
Yeah, I'm definitely not alone in that case. But anyways, back with the game.
Yeah, so Lope is just trying to kill Daveid, but having some issues.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. It's honestly just like a bit of playground violence, They're just throwing like their toy bombs, He's messing around with like a weird little snake thing. I mean, I feel like it's an essential part of couch. You never fight another kid with a snake down for wolves.
Yeah, that's kind of strange. It's like I've never played Mother 3, but I don't know much about it. But I know Lucas. It's a very strange game. That did not kill. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, usually that cross-up property on Toon Link's Up is pretty useful. I mean, I could count on more hands than I currently have the amount of times I've died to that because I just completely forgot. Oh yeah, it sends me the opposite direction. But
I think George up throw might go.
I believe so. I know back throw's also not a bad kill throw.
Definitely. But I think maybe 4 too.
Yeah.
But 200. My guess is 10. That's my guess.
Yeah, I mean, Dave's just doing a really good job of holding on to his stocks. Tink is a very interesting character to me because he actually has a lot of really good aerials for boxing and a lot of really strong kill confirms, but he doesn't really have the stats with the jutsu to use it effectively. And I feel like that means that once you get like a very high percent against Tink and he can't get good kill confirms off of his stray hits,
right,
it makes it a little hard. Logan honestly had a really good recovery mix up there, but Daveid pulling out basically the entire elemental spectrum to end it. Got a PK Freeze, a PK Fire, and a PK Thunder.
Yeah, that's awesome. Wow.
Daveid hit him with the Avatar state off stage.
Wind, fire, water. Oh, you have to do that.
Long ago, these Oh, what the? Oh, now he's just showing off. Oh, I was going to say, and the taunt. Gotta respect that. I mean, David's been known to do a little bit of cheeky taunting and brand.
Yes,
so.
I've seen that today too. But I respect. I mean, taunt. It's all about the mind game.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I feel like that almost felt like honestly like that was a cute recovery mix up. Let me show you what I can do and how little you can do about it. But it may have gotten a bit over ambitious there with the BM, but still a game very solidly in David's lead despite the SD. But I would never ever count Lope out of a game. You think Tink is a zoner, and then Lope will 0 to death you, and you're like, hold on, what the hell just happened?
It's like I feel like for Lope, like this combos always moves together so well.
Yeah, he has such a good sense of how you're going to move out of his combos and his hits confirms, and it definitely helps the fact that a lot of people don't know what Tink could do, but if that was entirely what was helping him, he wouldn't be number 2 at Purdue.
I don't think it's gone. Oh, yes, gone.
Yeah. Now Lope seems to be kind of adjusting to David's slower pace at the start of the game. Both of them just kind of playing some control.
Alright, well, it's even now. So
the arrow snipe, trying to catch him with a bomb. This is scary. And the ledge read, is that going to be it? That is it.
And like you said, never count Lope out.
Never, ever count this man out. Sometimes, honestly, the most impressive thing about watching Lope is... Hear that? What was that, like, raptor sounding noise? Am I crazy?
I have no idea, but I'm sure there was a raptor sound noise.
Someone released a bird in the room? So you can cat. Yeah, one of the most impressive things about Lope as a player is how good he is at controlling the match of a game, or pace of a game, and then violently shifting it at any given moment. Like, he went from basically playing very defensive there, like really not committing to anything, just trying to space out Daveid, to getting in his face, scaring him, forcing him to pick an option, reading him, and then he just won.
Yep, and 2 more games, and Lope wins.
Yeah, worth noting that Lope is coming from winners here, so he has a lot more leniency than Daveid does, but I will say, Daveid looked pissed in losers.
Oh, so this is just Steve Jab.
Yeah, okay, well... Last I checked, that requires multiple frame perfect inputs, and Steve requires 1 input.
No. Anyway.
Oh, I'm sorry, 2. It's A and forward. My bad.
Okay, but anyway, I like the music for the stage from the Galaxy.
Very, very fitting music for grand finals. That's always the funniest thing to me when like you pull up for grands on Battlefield or small Battlefield, tension's high, and then just like electro piping starts playing.
That's like my favorite is the Animal Crossing, like the boost sound song.
Yeah, exactly. Like, at least like if you're on, like we can all probably agree as a community that generally Smashville and Town and City don't have the most battle music, but at least it makes up for the fact that, oh, it's Smashville and Town and City. Crazy stuff's going to happen. Someone might die at 60. They're going to be interacting. But now it's just kind of like, oh, we're having a lovely afternoon here. The two children are fighting. Their parents are probably enjoying some fine wine here.
Unfortunately,
Somehow one of the children acquired an explosive.
yes. And one has the snake and elemental powers.
Yeah, just average day.
Yeah.
Again, it's back to the game. Again, I think it's really interesting how we're seeing, Lope's very defensive play here. He's like kind of just, pushing Daveid out. But the second he gets stage control, he's all over him. Wow, that
was scary.
yeah. Ooh, got the read, but unfortunately not high enough. I wonder if that ever reaches platforms. Maybe on some lower ones?
Maybe on. Does Smashville have small platforms and hold back?
I think so, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
Either way, one thing I've noticed that's interesting is Lope has been trying to cover Boomerang low a lot, or basically cover David's lower cover a lot with Boomerang. So I feel like we might see him just, eventually just swing out at Daveid trying to recover high.
Interesting.
Yeah. Especially because, Lucas, on paper, has a bad recovery. You'll notice I said on paper. I'm not talking about the Purdue Smash player.
Yeah, so I know David, he the amount of practice to get these angles is insane.
Yeah. The distance Lucas goes insane.
And it goes as more range from Ness's update too.
Oh yeah, a lot more. And you can't really effectively just take the hit like Ness's because he just multi-hits you.
Yep, also hits if you hit him, if you're behind him and he does the up B, you get hit by it too.
Yeah, ridiculous. I'm sad. I'm an Incineroar player, and I get so much dopamine every time I revenge move Ness off stage. They die at 30, and I deal 75 on the next hit, but I get denied that of Lucas. It's so unfair.
If I'm unfair, it's very close right now, which is I don't know that segue, but
Hopefully, let's see.
oh yeah.
Yeah. Again, it's very interesting to see, I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense, honestly. I feel like these characters are sort of similar, where, speaking of the hit behind them, Lope's bomb actually saving him there. I've seen some very janky interactions with that bomb. I've seen that bomb save Lope sometimes. I've seen it kill him. But in that situation, very fortunately got him out of the down or the up B.
Alright. Also, can we talk about 3 minutes and only 2 stocks?
Yeah.
Favorite slow games.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like they're playing really careful because both of these... Well, I think Tink just has very strong conversions, and I feel like they're probably really good on floaties. But Daveid, I feel like at this point, is infamous around for
Wow. Oh, what a real. The collar just changed his head.
Oh, yeah. Lope's feeling confident. He's feeling good.
It's dead even with 3 minutes and 20 seconds.
Yeah, definitely a slower game here, but it's definitely interesting because I feel like Daveid at this point may have a reputation around Purdue as just being the person that if you ever go off stage against, just pick your higher deity of choice and make a prayer because there's not a great chance you're getting back.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's crazy how well he covers a bunch of ledge options like that.
Ooh.
Lope with a super intelligent bomb play though. That's so slick. He goes up on the platform, punishes Daveid for trying to pick it up, and just really sneaky. And I feel like, kind of like what I mentioned earlier, it feels like it's going really well for Lope here. It feels like he's doing a really good job controlling the pace of a game.
Yeah, and that's it. That's it up there. That's a QQ control.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I think it was around 90 to 110. Oh,
Yeah.
80, 110.
Yeah. Oh, that's what the noise was. It was the pig.
A pig?
Yeah, the pig on... I didn't realize the pig on Toon Link's windscreen makes a noise. It was like... And I heard that, that sounds like a velociraptor. What the hell? I would not go anywhere near a pig that sounded like that. I would be terrified.
Also, hi James. Congrats on yesterday. That was awesome.
Oh, James. Yeah. Yeah, like I was saying, it feels like Lope has really just been able to control the pace of these matches and just kind of keep Daveid playing into Lope's game rather than letting Daveid play his own game, you know?
Yep. And just one more game and Lope wins. And that's it. A lot more games for Daveid to win, but it's possible.
Yeah. I think what's especially interesting about the whole idea of like who's controlling the pace. But I feel like both of these characters are kind of similar in the sense that they both have some pretty obscene normals, but they don't really have the movement stats to abuse them effectively because they're so floaty. They can't really like do jump-ins as effectively or run in and stuff. But I feel like that makes it so that whoever's controlling the pace more between these two really just gets the chance to abuse their really good normals.
I believe Lopez has been doing that a lot, just controlling the pace of the game.
Yeah.
The past two.
Yeah, it was very, very close to an absolute robbery of a stock there from Daveid with that back air. Daveid is like a different mind when it comes to those back airs. It's like a kind of slow move, and it's got an awkward hitbox, but he just lines them up, and
And I think that's the most satisfying kill to get.
Oh yeah, it's like he does the little flip over and bam, gone.
Also, I love how Lucas Darrow and back air spikes. I always find that cool.
Oh yeah, it's really funny. And it's like, what's kind of crazy is that like one is a really long-lasting but weakest spike, and then the other is like, oh, he tried to rush it, dead.
Right. Also, Lope tried to get a bomb and up smash in the flat. That's just super cool.
Yeah, that's cheeky. Yeah, I think
See the ledge trump was no punish.
Yeah, very sneaky ledge to pair trip, but Lope managing anything to survive. Working around.
Bomb up there.
Yeah, managing working around the left guard. Honestly, it's kind of crazy, dude. Like, how many different edge guard games does Lucas has? He has PK Fire, PK Thunder, PK. Literally every single one of his specials besides PSI Magnet.
Actually, he used PSI Magnet puts this a win box.
Okay, so all of four of his specials.
So all of them. Also, if it was Lucas and that's it can use it too.
3 of his 4 aerials, fair, dare, and back air. Am I missing anything? Oh yeah, Nair too. Well, Nair's probably not as good, but like.
They're rules. Yeah.
And F tilt and down to get the match. Like, he gave his characters so many edge guarding options, and Daveid is so good at using each of them on rotation and figuring out how using one of them conditions people to try and avoid the other one and just killing them for that instead. It's terrifying.
Right. Wanna come back?
I think it's really interesting here too. I'm trying to look at like how is center stage playing a role in this matchup because again, both characters pretty floaty, which means they're probably not going to be jumping out of the corner too effectively against each other. I feel like commanding center stage is really important between these two, especially when they both have pretty good projectiles they can throw at each other. Lucas has the Zair that he can use to control a lot of grounded space, and
Also, Zero can make you go from one part of the stage to the other part of the stage.
yeah, exactly.
Also, you can do Zero grab the off stage.
Yeah, exactly. Or honestly, you could do like Zair and you. That'd be a latch move. It's Zair into I can show you the world.
Basically.
Shining, shimmering, whatever you want. Yeah.
Alright. Pretty even.
Yeah, it really feels like Lope's been making his money in the corner this set.
And we got 3 minutes. Kind of classic.
Yeah. And I think what it really is again, we saw like right at the start of game 1, Lope died super, super early to a PK freeze. And it kind of feels like he's just been, since then he's been like, alright, I'm just not going off stage.
Yeah, he's just playing his game.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh, no up there.
A lot of patience, maybe waiting for a bit of a more aggressive option or something like that, not opting to go for the up air, but he's
Alright, one more stock and that's it. So,
Yeah.
do you think Lopez can play differently? Since it's like nose, been a long day.
Yeah. I mean, I he could probably slow it down a bit, but he does have 3 games. Well, actually, no, he has up to 6 games to lose here.
Yeah.
Here. Last I checked, Daveid was not Mexican, so I don't know if we're going to see the reverse 6-0. Oh my god! I take it back. He is not playing carefully. He is going all in. We have Lope all in, all the way to first place at Throwdown Thursday, whichever one this is.
I think he died like 65.
Yep.
I feel like...
It's like I said earlier, Lope will play this great defensive neutral this whole time. He'll space you out, he'll control center stage, he'll catch your movement with projectiles, and then sometimes he'll just go in. And you'll learn that Tink is apparently a rushdown character sometimes.
Yep. And like you said, you get a 0 to death.
You're just dead. That was incredible though. That was such good play from Lope, recognizing his win cons, recognizing the right situations. And Daveid putting up a good fight, but it really felt like Lope just had everything going in that game. He really had all the momentum, he had all the pace, and then he just kind of put a seal on it. Let him know